Hello and welcome to SteveKnows. Today we are doing a spec comparison of the three most talked about standalone devices available on the market: the Pico 4, the Quest 2, and the newly announced Quest Pro headset, in hope it will make life easier for you to decide what you are interested in. We will go over the headset specs, design, the controllers, and the ecosystem. So please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and if you have any more questions, I will answer them down below. Also, a disclaimer at the start to remember when going through this: the Quest Pro is not designed to be a gaming headset, but it completely supports the gaming ecosystem of the Quest 2. Enough chin-wagging, let's get started. Today's video is sponsored by one of my favorite games in virtual reality, and that is Until You Fall. It comes with the chance for you guys to win some prizes by beating my challenge. I think this is a fun one, so how could I say no? And since I am British, I have taken on the role of the Runes Guard. And based on our current economic climate, it's rather fitting that our ethos is order. So my challenge to you is to beat my time getting to and killing the first phase boss without dying, using the arming sword and night-blooded crest. This won't be easy. You will get sweaty, but you will win prizes. Here's how my run went. Alonzi! Haven't got much time, my dinner's nearly ready. I've got to get in. Yeah. You're mine now, boy. Right, slash. Gosh, I'm so sweaty. I definitely should not have worn a jumper for that experience. So beat my run and post your video into the studio's Discord. I'll link that down below in the description for a chance for you to win some prizes and also play one of the greatest, funnest games available to play on the Quest and PC VR platforms, Until You Fall. So starting with the headset itself, and first on the list is the strap. The Pico 4 has a non-replaceable strap with a battery on the back to act as a counterweight and a twisting mechanism to tighten it. As it doesn't have a lip for the forehead, it uses a top strap that can be tightened with Velcro and hooks. The padding at the back is very dense in the center, but it gets softer towards the edges. It also uses a small metal piece within the interface to lock it into place. Because this is not replaceable though, you won't be able to add third-party solutions to this head strap. The Quest 2 comes with a fabric elasticated strap that you stretch over your head. It is tightened by moving along the friction locking tabs and a Velcro top strap which is looped through the headset, which I have actually broken before, as it's this really thin, cheap plastic holding it in place. However though, for the Quest 2, there are plenty of amazing third-party solutions like the Bobo head strap, which adds a much better weight distribution to the device. The Quest Pro has a connected head strap, so it cannot be replaced by a third-party solution either. It has a battery on the back to act as a counterweight and is tightened by a very premium feeling twisty knob. The strap also looks reinforced with two connections connecting the back of the device to the front, and also has a halo designed strap, so it will take the pressure of the headset and place it on top of your head, so it no longer has to sit on your face and give you long dragging cheeks. This also has a very dense premium feeling cushion on the back of the headset and on the front lip of the halo strap. Moving on to the audio system of the device, its microphone and its speakers. The Pico 4 has a chambered audio solution in the arms of the device that provide 3D surround sound. It also has a 2-mic array system that supports 30 decibel noise reduction and up to 50 decibel echo cancellation. The microphone on the Pico 4 is actually incredibly high quality. It sounds fantastic, but it does not come with an audio jack for headphones. The Quest 2 also supports 3D audio for spatial surround sound with the 2-mic array system, and it includes a single audio jack for headphones. The audio is decent, but it does leave more to be desired for games like Beat Saber, and the microphone quality is definitely not as high as the Pico 4. The Quest Pro has an upgraded audio system that can deliver an octave lower than the Quest 2. It has 3D spatial audio and a reduced sound leakage by 10 decibels for more privacy. It also includes a 3-microphone array system instead of the dual system you see on the other headsets, and it includes an audio jack for headphones as well, and it has 20% better noise cancelling on its microphone over the Quest 2 device. The weight of the device now, you're wearing this on your head, so this is something to consider for long play sessions. The Pico 4 has an impressive weight of a total of 586 grams, with 295 grams of that being the device itself. It's one of the lightest headsets around. The weight distribution here is fantastic, making it one of the lightest devices on the face, and the form factor being reduced by so much that when you're wearing it, it does apply less pressure to your cheeks for improved comfort. The Quest 2 unfortunately has the battery in the front of the device as well as all of its hardware, so all of the weight is on the face and it weighs 503 grams in total. It has a chunky front that adds additional leverage on the face, but you can buy third-party straps as mentioned before that will counteract this issue and put the weight on top of the head. But it doesn't come like that by default, that is an additional spend. The Quest Pro actually weighs a whopping 722 grams in total, with a battery on the back of the device to act as a counterweight, and because it's using a halo strap, the weight is applied to the top of the head and not the face, so it is far more comfortable than the Quest 2, but it is definitely not lighter than the Pico 4. Now the lenses, these are the portals to the virtual world that you would look through, and they have a large impact on your immersion. Pico 4 has pancake lenses that are much thinner than the common Fresnel, but more expensive. They also provide a larger sweet spot for better clarity and reduced God rays. And they also allow for a smaller form factor and a thinner headset, as you can be closer to the display. The Quest 2 is rocking the classic Fresnel lenses, which have these rings etched into them, which can cause light to reflect in ways that you don't want them to, and cause God rays. They also provide inferior quality for the visuals and a smaller sweet spot. The Quest Pro has Meta's proprietary pancake lenses that reduces the optical stack in the headset by 40%. They also have a larger sweet spot and produce higher clarity. And now the battery life, so how long can you play before needing to plug the headset in, and how long until you can play again? So the Pico 4 has a 5300 mAh battery pack on the back of the device, which is a larger battery than the Quest, but it still has the same playtime of 2 to 3 hours long, but it does come with a 20-watt charger that comes with fast charging. The Quest 2 has a 3640 mAh battery in the front of the device and has 2 to 3 hours long playtime, and again takes around 2 to 3 hours to charge. The Quest Pro at this point in time does not have an exact number for its battery size, but they have said it will last between 1 to 2 hours, and apparently potentially longer if all the additional features of the device are turned off. The expectation though is around 4500 to 5000 mAh, with a 45-watt non-fast charging charger that takes up to 2 hours to fully charge the device. Field of view is the amount of the virtual world that you can see. So the data here is based on the HMD geometry database, and the field of view is the amount of the virtual world that you can see. Higher the field of view, the deeper the immersion, and the less of your peripheral is blinded. So the Pico 4 has a field of view of 105 degrees, with 20.6 pixels per degree. The Quest 2 has an FOV of 97 degrees, with approximately 20 pixels per degree. The Quest Pro has 106 degrees FOV, and has 10% more pixels per degree than the Quest 2, so around 22. Moving on to the resolution, the number of pixels you are exposed to in the HMD. So the Pico 4 has a higher resolution than before, with 2160 by 2160 per eye. The Quest 2's resolution is 1900 by 1832 per eye, and the Quest Pro's resolution is the same, 1900 by 1832 per eye as well. Let's talk about the display now, the screen that is presenting you with the virtual world. The Pico 4 has a dual LCD display. I've been unable to find out how this device is backlit, but from my experience using the device, the colors are popping. There is a much higher contrast here, and the blacks look fantastic. It's definitely way better than the Quest 2. The Quest 2 has a single panel fast switch LCD display, but it is not an LED backlit display, so you get very washed out darks. The blacks tend to look like a washed out grey. The Quest Pro has dual LCD displays, and it is backlit by using mini LEDs. There is much better contrasting in the colors, 75% better apparently, and it has 37% more pixels per inch. Moving on to the refresh rates of these displays now, which is how often the display is capable of updating the image on screen. The higher the refresh rate, the higher potential for more frames per second for a smoother VR experience. So the Pico 4 refresh rate is either 72Hz, which is its default setting, or the unlockable 90Hz setting in the options menu. The Quest 2 is able to hit 72, 90, and 120Hz as a standalone device and on PC VR. The Quest Pro is unfortunately locked in at 72Hz or 90Hz, so that's actually a downgrade for the potential frames that you are able to enjoy. So now the eye tracking features, which is the ability for the headset to track your facial expressions and eye movements, to translate that into avatar expression, or the potential for dynamic foveated rendering that will assist with performance. The Pico 4 does not have any tracking features, but this will be included in their Pro model, both eye and face tracking. The Quest 2 doesn't have any of these features, so no winking or blowing kisses. The Quest Pro has tracking cameras that will look at your eyebrow expressions, your eye movements, and your lower facial expressions. And it does this so incredibly well, allowing you to express a lot more in these virtual worlds. This is very well implemented from my experience. The Quest platform will also be getting a half-baked leg tracking solution, where the user will not see any legs, but the platform will predict the location and action of those legs, so people interacting with you in the virtual world will see them. Moving on to the IPD range, this is how far apart or close together the lenses can move to cater for people's interpupillary distance. You want the lenses to align with the distance between your eyes for the best possible clarity. So the Pico 4 on paper says that it has 62mm to a 72mm range. But this is not true. In the device, you actually cancel a warning that pops up, and you can drop the millimeter IPD to 58. The Quest 2 IPD range is 58mm to 68mm. And the Quest Pro has a whopping 55mm to 75mm IPD range, and that's very impressive. But what good is that range if you can't adjust the IPD effectively? So this is the IPD adjustment now, the method of adjusting the IPD and how granular your control is. So the Pico 4 has granular IPD range with a motorized and software solution. So in the headset, you can go to the settings and you can adjust the IPD range, and the headset will use motors to automatically move the lenses for you. This is very effective, but it is a bit of a pain because you can't move them rather quickly. It's a cumbersome process to get right. The Quest 2 has a 3-tiered system, which means you can't get your perfect IPD if you don't sit within the 3-tiered values. So the 3 tiers are 58mm, 63mm, and 68. The Quest Pro, as far as my knowledge goes, does not have a motorized solution for the IPD. You have to move the lenses yourself. But you do have granular control here, so you can slide between the 55 to 75mm range as much as you need to. Now, depth adjustment. This is around moving the lenses further or closer to your face for people with glasses and people that may want to adjust the depth for better clarity to find the best sweet spot. So the Pico 4 comes with a magnetic glasses spacer that you put in the front of the device under the insert, a very simple solution that just connects with ease due to the magnet. The Quest 2 has a glasses spacer, but this clips in under the insert via some plastic clasps. But the Quest Pro will not come with a spacer, but instead it has a dial on top of the headset that allows you to move the lenses closer or further away from your face. And talking of faces, let's talk about the facial interface now. This is the part of the device that either provides comfort or blocks out light between the user's face and the HMD. Pico 4 comes with a facial insert that is foamy, but it does absorb sweat, and it also comes with a node cover to reduce the light bleed around your nose. For me, this doesn't fit very well on my face, and I see the reflections behind me of what's happening due to the lenses being so large and the facial insert can't block out all the light. The Quest 2 has a foamy insert that absorbs sweat as well, that over time does need to be replaced as the cushion sucks. But there are tons of accessories like the VR cover that provides a much better interface solution. It also comes with a silicone cover, as some people have complained that the Quest insert gives them rashes. The Quest Pro does not come with a full facial insert. It is designed to be used without one, so you're grounded in the real world when using its mixed reality features. But it does come with these side blinders that are magnetically attachable and are made out of silicone. The full facial insert for this device is an additional $50 and is also made out of silicone, and it does not sit on your face, so it should be very airy and not very sweaty at all. Now, the Bluetooth connectivity on these devices, because you can connect your keyboards and joypads or speakers to your device for productivity or movie watching or just fiddling around. So the Pico 4 uses Bluetooth 5.1, which has the ability to determine your connected device's location. The Quest 2 uses Bluetooth 5.0 LE, and the LE means low energy, so this Bluetooth is more energy efficient, and when you're using it, it shouldn't drain your battery as much. The Quest Pro comes with Bluetooth 5.2, which has the ability to send and receive data via Bluetooth simultaneously, so this could be very interesting for future accessories. Moving on to the pass-through mode, this feature is what allows for mixed reality experiences. This is achieved by all devices by using a video feed from its external cameras. So the Pico 4 has a 16 megapixel camera on the front of the device that provides color pass-through, but it seems at this point in time it is not a stereoscopic view. So it's a little off-putting, but the pass-through is of decent quality and you can get up and walk around, although you probably should be careful. The Quest 2 has a grayscale pass-through. This is terribly low resolution quality. It's good enough for you to see your surroundings and it is in 3D, but it's not great for mixed reality content. So the Quest Pro has stated to have 4 times the resolution quality over the Quest 2 pass-through, and it is colour, and you can also enjoy this stereoscopic 3D for more practical mixed reality content. There are many ways to interact in virtual reality, and one of those is without the controllers, just using your hands. So the Pico 4 does not have hand tracking at this point in time, but it is expected in future to be coming to this device. So there are some worries about how effective is their tracking solution going to be. The Quest 2 has had hand tracking for a little while now, and has upgraded the system to hand tracking 2.0, which has improved its reliability massively, and is now in a state where it can actually be used practically, although it's still not perfect. The Quest Pro will also include hand tracking, much like the Quest 2, with near identical results. Now, what's under the hood powering these devices, and powering our experiences? And here, they're pretty similar. So the Pico 4 includes a Generation 1 XR2 chipset based on the Snapdragon 865 designed for mixed reality. I've been unable to find it anywhere. I've been reaching out, asking questions, trying to research, but with no luck. I'm trying to find out if this chipset is underclocked or not, and as soon as I find out, I will add it in the description. This chip is also Wi-Fi 6 supported if you're looking at wireless PC VR. The Quest 2 is also using a Gen 1 XR2 chip that has been underclocked to deal with the heat dissipation of the device, so there is a little less performance there, and this also is Wi-Fi 6 supported for wireless PC VR. Now the Quest Pro also has a Generation 1 XR2 chip, but they coined this XR2 Plus. You can now reach its potential with better RAM placement, and they have stated it can deliver 50% more power than the Quest 2. But no word if that overhead will be made available to developers or if it's just available for the underlying system processes. This device will also be Wi-Fi 6E supported, so you have less latency using that higher frequency band, but this will not be available until early 2023. The RAM now, the random access memory. The Pico 4 has 8GB, the Quest 2 has 6GB, and the Quest Pro has added a big chunk more, so I think it can handle multitasking a little better with 12GB of RAM. Moving on to storage, how much capacity do these headsets have for you to store your videos, your files, your pictures, your games, and your apps? So the Pico 4 comes with 2 storage options, 128GB and 256GB. The Quest 2 has done away with his 64GB base model, and it now only has 128GB and 256. The Quest Pro only comes with a single storage model, 256GB. So now an important part of standalone VR is the ability for it to be able to be a hybrid headset. So what PC VR support do we have? The Pico 4 no longer has its DisplayPort connection for wired VR instead, but it should be supporting its streaming assistant and definitely supports virtual desktop so you can connect it to a PC. The Quest 2 has a USB-C wired connectivity option for PC VR called the Oculus Link and a wireless option called the Air Link or the application Virtual Desktop. The Quest Pro also supports the Oculus Link cable method of connectivity, the Air Link and Virtual Desktop methods as well. Moving on to the controllers now, a huge part of your VR experience as they are your tools for interaction. The Pico 4 has been reported to last between 60 to 80 hours of game time, which is just nuts. They also take 2 AA batteries in each controller. The Quest 2 also has unrivaled battery life, taking just 1 AA battery in each controller and apparently lasting around 60 to 80 hours of battery life. You can go weeks or months for some folk without swapping these batteries out. The Quest Pro, after much community pondering, we finally have a value of up to 8 hours of battery life on the Quest Pro controllers that are rechargeable via a docking station. The remotes have pins on them to create a connection and power the device. Unfortunately, that does mean that when they die, you can't just swap out the battery and continue your play session, you'll have to wait a little bit. But what about the haptics of these controllers? I couldn't find exact details on the haptics of each of these remotes, but from my experience, the Pico 4 controller's low end in its motorized frequency is very punchy, very powerful, and it feels great for shooters. But the high end becomes very annoying. It's a high buzzing sound, and it's not very well implemented, I do not think, and it has a range between 50 and 500 Hz. But the Quest 2 feedback is a little milder. I think it's better on the higher end frequencies, but lacks the punch for blasting a shotgun or a Desert Eagle. The Pro controllers are something special when it comes to haptics. They have actuators on the index finger trigger, actuators on the thumb rest for pinching things, which also include a pressure sensor and an index finger tracking sensor, designed for ease of use when using productivity applications. But it also contains voice coil haptics in the body of the remote, which is the same technology used in the PlayStation 5 DualSense, providing you with more accurate feedback and controlled feedback. But what about the tracking method of these controllers? So the Pico 4 uses the cameras on the headset to look at the light ring on the controller, which is this long strip on the controller, which means the headset cannot track you when the controller is occluded or out of the view of the cameras. The Quest 2 also uses a light ring on the controller so the headset can track their position, so it also suffers the issues that come from occlusion and being out of the view of the headset. You may have experienced this when looking down the barrel of a virtual gun and your hand goes really close to your face and it starts spazzing out. The Quest Pro has a huge tracking upgrade with 3 cameras on the controller and a Snapdragon 662 chipset inside to process it. This enables full 360 tracking, meaning it can track your hands wherever they may be. It's also worth noting the Quest Pro controllers are also going to be supported on the Quest 2, so you can upgrade your Quest 2 controllers for $300 for these new Pro remotes. But let's talk about the ecosystem. It's such an important factor for choosing a device because you're getting this to enjoy experiences. So why would you buy a device that does not have any experiences? So the Pico 4 has a larger library than I was expecting. I went through and it has 160 experiences available right now to play. Some are also not available on the Quest 2. I noticed many Japanese style titles that looked really good. It also doesn't have its own dedicated PC VR platform. However, it can play Steam and Oculus titles through the virtual desktop application, so you're not limited for the PC VR experiences on this device. And because this is running on an Android system, you are also able to sideload content as well. But there's not too many sideloadable titles for this platform just yet. Hopefully that will grow as we get more support. The Quest 2 and the Quest Pro share the same PC VR capabilities of being able to enjoy the Oculus platform and Steam VR content, but they have a standalone library of over 200 official titles that includes exclusive experiences like Resident Evil 4, Lies Beneath, and more. It also has a huge library of sideloadable content and App Lab titles, increasing the available games tenfold. There is also a recent partnership with Microsoft that will bring Office Suite capabilities to the device, which may appeal to you if you're interested in working with this. And because of that, we are also getting the Xbox Cloud platform, so you can enjoy flat screen Xbox gaming in your headset. The Quest platform also benefits from the cross-buy capability, so sometimes you can buy a game on PC or on the Quest and you can enjoy it on either platform. So if you buy something on the Quest standalone, you can enjoy the higher visual fidelity version on the PC as well for free. Moving on to something that's quite important, it affects your bank, it's the price. So the Pico 4 for the entry model, the 128GB one, is £380, $430 and €430. For the next model up, the 256GB, it's $500 and €500 or £450. The Quest 2 has recently had a price increase. It was $300 and £300 for the entry model, but it's now going to be £400 and $400. If you want 256GB of storage, it's £500 or $500. The Quest Pro comes as one model, 256GB, and it is £1,500, $1,500 and €1,800, and you'll likely need to buy additional accessories if you want to use this for gaming, such as the facial insert for another $50. Also, what is the availability of these headsets, because you can't buy them everywhere in the world. So the Pico 4 is currently available in Europe, Japan and South Korea. It's not currently available in North America, but rumors have been circulating that it could be in the future. The Quest 2 is available in just 22 countries. I'll put them on screen right now, and they are based in Europe, North America, South Korea and Japan, but unfortunately Germany is not included in this list. And the Quest Pro has the same region availability as the Quest 2. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope this comparison has helped you weigh up the pros and cons of each device, seeing which one may suit your needs best, whether that be specs or budget. So please comment down below which headset you are most interested in, or if you're going to wait for the expected release of the Quest 3 in 2023. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Happy gaming, guys. Good day!